MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football, coming your way from Newport, Rhode Island at American Conference Media Days. We're joined by Tulsa head coach Philip Montgomery. Coach, appreciate you stopping by. Obviously, last season, not one that you would like to repeat. The previous season, you guys were dominant at times, going 10-3. What was the big difference?
Well, we lost a lot of close ball games. We had a ton of injuries, and you can make all kinds of excuses for what it is. We just got to come out and we got to play better. I mean, we lost some guys off of that 10-win team that had put in a lot of time and effort. We were really young last year, and those guys have got to grow up. Did a lot of growing last year. We've done a lot of growing this spring, and I think our guys are back at the level they need to be at.
So in 2 weeks, you go back to camp. What are the concerns right now? What do you think are the areas or the units that you really are anxious to see what you have?
Well, I really thought throughout the spring that our quarterbacks and our receivers really kind of meshed together the way I wanted to. I want to see that carry over into fall camp. That's an area, in my opinion, from the year before that we didn't achieve what we wanted to. I thought we could run the ball effectively a lot of times. We've got to be more consistent in the throwing game, and we got to do a better job of pushing that ball down the field. On the flip side of that, on defense, I want to see us eliminate a lot of those explosive plays that happened, and a lot of times those happened after a third down where we could have gotten off the field, and then the next play we give up something big. So, again, coming back to the consistency part of it, we've got to continue to grow and develop in that area.
You're in an area of the country where there's football talent. You're close to Texas. A lot of challenges, though, in competing against the teams that you have to compete geographically, and then inside the conference. We know that it's a conference that has definitely stepped up on a national stage when it has had that opportunity. Just your thoughts about building a program there at Tulsa and maybe some of the unique challenges and advantages there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good talent around our place, whether you're talking about the state of Oklahoma or more specifically the Tulsa area. And then as you drift on down into Texas, which we do, in Louisiana and the neighboring states, there is a lot of talent. That being said, everybody comes down there to recruit. So you're competing against everyone. There's no diamond in the rough that you just found underneath a rock somewhere. Everybody knows about everybody, so you got to do a good job of creating those relationships and winning guys over and getting them to your place. Our conference has continued to grow and grow from a talent level standpoint, and in my opinion, from a coaching level standpoint. And so I'm the the second longest tenured coach in this league, and this is my fourth year. So 2 years ago we had more guys drafted out of our league than the Big 12. So it tells you the talent level that we're competing against each and every week. We've got to continue to keep building our talent like that in Tulsa. Some of the things that you got to work yourself around when you're there. I mean, we're the smallest Division I school in America. That can be an advantage, that can be a disadvantage, depending upon how you want to kind of spin that story. But we've got a lot of unique things about us and about our campus that I think can be beneficial to young men.
Yeah, you're not going to catch Coach Niumatalolo very soon in the tenure standpoint. But other than that, like you say, if you look at the rest of the league, it's amazing because that's maybe the double-edged sword of bringing in a lot of great young coaching talent is that they move on. It creates some level of instability, but at the same time, the conference, every time the Memphises and the Houstons and the Navies and the Central Florida's obviously the biggest example most recently, gets on the national stage, the conference is very well represented.
Well, if you look at our conference, we play really tough preseason schedules. I mean, I'll put my schedule up against anybody's this year. We've got a tough one with our road games and who we're playing, and then, preseason while we go to Texas and to Arkansas. I think that prepares us for what we're going to see. I think our conference, there's not a weak opponent in your conference. So you got to be ready to play each and every week. So as we get into those bowl seasons, I think that prepares our guys, and we get opportunities to go against, somebody out of the Big 12 or the SEC or the ACC or, Big 10, what have you. Our guys are always biting at the bit to do that.
Thanks for the time, Coach.